Hey everyone, so I'm back with part 5 of my updated 3DS collection series. In this video I'm going to be looking at the games in my collection in alphabetical order. We left off in the last video with all the Pokemon games in my collection, and now we're going to be getting to the rest of the games that begin with the letter P, going through to the games that begin with the letter S. So first up here I have a sequel to a game that I showed in a previous video. It's Project Cross Zone 2. This here is a tactical RPG that crosses over with many characters from different game publishers and developers. The characters in this game come from Capcom, Sega, Namco Bandai, and there's even some Nintendo characters in here as well. And it was just a really enjoyable game to play. I do typically like tactical RPGs, and considering that this one here had many characters that I really liked from many different series, I was definitely going to grab it. And considering that I played the first one, I was definitely going to grab the sequel. Now, in terms of comparing this game to the first one, it was a little better, but if anything, it was sort of needlessly more complicated near the end of this. Just so that I don't really spoil too much, I'll leave it at that. It was needlessly too complicated near the end, but I did very much so enjoy playing this game. Moving on from there, we have a game that originated on mobile devices. It's Puzzles and Dragons. This one here is Puzzles and Dragons Z plus Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Bros. Edition. This here is a puzzle game, and there's actually two separate games that you get in this. Like I said, Puzzles and Dragons Z, which is more in line with the original puzzle game for mobile devices, but it is crossed with sort of RPG elements as well, because there's an overworld, there is a character that you play as, and you do sort of get to explore the world, but the main gameplay is in the puzzles themselves. As for the other game in this package, Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Bros. Edition, it's more of a straightforward just puzzle game, but it's skinned with Mario elements. So you get fire flowers, poison mushrooms, penguin suits, all that crap. You basically get those in the game, and you have the characters in there as well, but it is more of a basic puzzle game. Next up is a game in a series that I've enjoyed for many years, probably over 20 years at this point, come to think of it. It's Rayman Origins. This game here is a sort of return to form, very enjoyable game, I should say. I really like the Rayman series and was really happy to play this game when it first came out. It's just your typical action platformer that you would expect out of a Rayman game, and it's really fun. I do like that at moments there is a musical element combined to the platforming as well. Very enjoyable game. It is difficult at moments, but you want your platformer, especially an action platformer, to be difficult at moments, but it's still very enjoyable. Next game is Resident Evil Revelations. This, I have not actually played it yet, and I do believe I have it on the Wii U as well. This game was actually ported to pretty much every console. They made HD versions of this, but it was originally on the 3DS. This here is a survival horror game crossed with like a third-person shooter, I believe, third-person over the shoulder. And from my understanding, it takes place between Resident Evil 4 and 5, so between a great game and a not-so-good game. But from my understanding, Resident Evil Revelations was actually a pretty good game, hence why they did release an HD version of this for multiple different consoles. Next game is a game that I'm very happy to have. It's not necessarily something sort of special or new or original. In fact, it is a collection of classic games. It's the Sega 3D Classic Collection, and the reason why I like this is because of the games that they selected to include in this. There's Power Drift, Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as Fantasy Zone 2, Altered Beast, Galaxy Force 2, Thunder Blade, and a couple of other things mixed in there as well. But I really do enjoy these sort of collection series where you are able to play these games on a more recent device. Plus, a lot of these games are either hard to find, weren't released in their entirety in North America, or some other nonsense. So it's really nice to actually have the ability to play these games here, especially considering that to go out and actually purchase all these games separately would probably cost an arm and a leg. Next game is another platformer, but this time this is a puzzle platformer. Really enjoyed playing this game, but it is incredibly difficult at moments, and I have gotten stuck in this game again. I sort of got through one particularly difficult puzzle and then managed to just get stuck on another one, but I still very much enjoy this game. It's Shifting World. I have done a written review of this game in the past. Very highly recommend this game. It only costs like $8 or $9, I think, if you buy it digitally on the eShop. But yeah, if you like puzzle platformers, I highly recommend this game right here. Again, Shifting World. Next game, though, I do not really recommend it to anybody. I personally didn't enjoy this game, even though from its very basic description that I'm going to give you guys, it does sound like a game that I would like and that most people would like, but I don't know, I couldn't get into it. So this game here is Shinobi. It's a side-scrolling like hack and slash game, as you would expect from a character like this, but overall it seemed kind of lackluster. It is, like I said, side-scrolling, but it is sort of 2.5D. You do have 3D models on a sort of flat plane. You don't actually get to control them in a 3D environment. But I didn't care for how this game played. It just there weren't like specific qualities to this game that I didn't like. It's just overall the presentation just did not care for it, and most likely will never play this ever again. Next game pretty much goes without any explanation. Skylanders Spyros Adventure. I do have the set that comes with this, the portal and a couple of figures, but I will never actually play any Skylanders ever again. Just it's too much of a money pit. You really have to waste a ton of money to actually play that game. So moving on from Skylanders, we have a game here that I did enjoy playing, but I wasn't able to finish it, and I do not think that I will be finishing it. It is Spirit Camera, The Cursed Memoir. This here is a spin-off, if I remember correctly, of the Fatal Frame series. Can't remember if it's supposed to be a spin-off or a spiritual successor. Not too certain about that, but it's in the Fatal Frame series of games where you play as a girl with a special camera. I think it's called the Camera Obscura, and you use it to attack these spirits that are in the area around you. And I mean, the way that I see this game here, it plays as a tech demo of what the 3DS is capable of doing. It used the AR functionality, so it made use of the camera, motion sensor, and the AR cards as well. So it really did function as, like I said, a tech demo, but it wasn't necessarily all that enjoyable at moments. But I did have some fun playing this game. Moving on from there is the last game I'm going to show you guys in this video. It's another one of these games that's sort of like a tech demo for the 3DS. A lot of early games on the 3DS just sort of relied on showing you the features of the console rather than just making an enjoyable game. This game here is Steel Diver. Sorry about that sort of awkward positioning there. Steel Diver. It's a submarine simulator, as you could possibly tell by the cover there. Not all that fun. It's definitely got sort of in-depth controls for maneuvering your submarine. You have to rely on both the touchscreen and the buttons themselves. You do go around in this game sort of exploring the oceans, but me personally, while I was playing this game, I did not really find all that much that was really worth exploring. Now, it does say that there are ancient ruins and underwater volcanoes and a whole bunch of other crap in this game, but I really could care less. The only sort of noteworthy thing about this game is that they used the submarine as a weapon in Smash Bros. A little gun that you can pick up and shoot torpedoes out of. But otherwise, there's not much to say about this. They did come out with a free-to-play version of this game. I think it was called Steel Diver Submarine Wars or Sub Wars. You can go ahead and download. Sorry, my battery cut out there. Not too certain where I ended this off, but as always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just put it in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below, and also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like, and that's it. See ya.